Alright, welcome back to another episode of Kira. In the previous episode, everyone finally finished their ships, got their money, went out to town, even to the restaurant that Majima and Tom went to. Something's happened and they eventually agreed to perform in there. Oh, there's one more ship that they had to do. Well, after that, the Kashimarama does practice a little bit, kind of felt like a date, had some ice cream, knocked around the talk. I took it to their own went back to the bar and worked for everyone, got a little bit crazy with alcohol, and then Majima for the binge reasons decided to touch everyone's breasts. And I have an inkling that Kashiwara remembers that, honestly. Let's continue on. I sit in the shade with some others because I got seasick. Shieni is also resting. Oh yeah, we got here with the boat. Ferrari seems to get along with Western people. She's mingling with them naturally. I think her personality is more suitable to Western culture. What's Kashiwara doing?
大丈夫ですか?
She walks up to me and hands me a drink. I'm a bit sick. I couldn't sleep well last night. How about you, Kashiwara?
はい、私案外乗り物に強いみたいです。
That's good. Even though I'm acting cool, I'm very nervous inside. I can't help wondering if what happened last night is true or not. Since she doesn't see anything, it means that either she's pretending it didn't happen, or it actually didn't happen, or she wasn't quite awake at that time. If it's either, then she's pretending I shouldn't see anything. But if she's pretending it didn't happen, then I want to explain I wasn't quite myself then. I don't want her to think I do that kind of thing usually. That incident was an exception. Well, I'm wondering, Kashiwara walks away to check on Chieni. I hear a sigh. By the time I start smelling the barbecue sauce, I feel better. It smells good. Oh, hey, Tom. Oh, wait, was Tom coming with us? I'm terrible at remembering. Yeah, he came with us, I guess. I look over his shoulder, then he hands me a piece of meat on a plate, smiling like a toothpaste commercial guy.
気分はもう大丈夫ですか?
Oh, this smell wiped my sickness away. I take the plate. The pork rib smells great. I take a bite and the juice spreads in my mouth. I look at the blue ocean while biting at the meat. This is sensational. I can't forget this morning's mysterious incident already. The owner offers me a beer as I indulge in the peeling.
いける口なんでしょう?
Even though his pronunciation is shaky, he seems to know some idioms. Oh, thank you. I take the drink. With a clicking sound, I open the can of Okinawa beer. It's imprinted with a 3-star logo. The cold, bitter taste washes away the meat juice in my mouth. There's a blue sky, emerald green ocean, white sand, delicious meat in one hand, and beer in the other. There are cheerful foreign people and my close friends. And they're all beautiful. When I wave at them, they wave back at me. What is this happy feeling? It's like a dream. I want to share this with Murakami and Tonaya, who do probably understand this feeling. But they're in Tokyo under a gray sky. I thought the band tour would be harsher. I never expected to have this kind of luxurious moment.
美味しいですか?
The owner comes back to me after talking to some people.
ビールもお肉もたくさんあります。いっぱい食べてください。
He looks drunk. His bald head is all red. I get worried about his finances because he's feeding us with lots of beer and meat. I tell him I've had enough and show my worry, but he says his club hasn't played up like last night for a while and tells me not to worry and pats on my shoulder.
本当はもう少し日本人の若い子にも演奏してほしいです。
Then he explains why he invited us.
それにこんなに美しい女の子たちなら何もなくても招待したいです。 私は日本女性の美しさに感動して日本に住み、このゲイシャという名のお店を始めたのです。
He sounds like he's joking. I guess this explains why it's so close to a geisha word. But by the look of his face, I think he's telling the truth. He keeps talking in drunkenness. He talks about his life back in the US and he's loved about Japanese girls, but he says he doesn't like Japan itself that much. And he starts talking about Tom's past.
ああ見えて、彼は数年前まではこの辺りで最も恐れられた若者の一人でした。
He says he couldn't get along with other kids at the same age because he grew up in a strict family. So he played with the soldiers who came to his father's church. Since Tom was shy and cowardly, the soldiers tried to get him courage. They trained him with martial arts while playing.
そして気がついたら、その辺の若者が束になってもかなわないくらい強くなってしまったんです。
Karate chops in one day and tea Parker on the other. Downer laughs. After he realized his strength, Tom started making trouble with local gang members because of his sense of justice. Tom kept winning. He wasn't doing anything bad, but people started to fear him since he didn't have many friends to back him up.
良いことをしていたんですが、ちょっと不気味がられていました。ごく親しい人間は理解していたけれど、ほとんどの人間はただの乱暴者としか思いません。本人もそれに気がついたんでしょう。いつからか何が起こってもほとんど暴力を振るわなくなりました。今では丸くなりすぎてかえって頼りないと思われることさえあります。
Tom's old friends respect him for his strength, benevolence, and diligence. The owner praises him joyously as if Tom is his own son. He's drunk, so I'm not sure how much of what he says is true, but he probably isn't lying either, so the story must be true overall. I've heard similar stories like that, but the part about the soldiers definitely sounds like Okinawa.
何かついてますか？
Yes, eyebrows, nose, and eyes, and mouth. Yeah. Tom smiles bashfully when the owner and I stare at him. He smiles like some kind of celebrity. But he's strong. I should not have said him. After everybody becomes full, somebody finds a set of fireworks in the boat and starts playing with them. I'm cheerful and drunk, so I watch them from a distance. Karate and Chiani are cheerfully playing with floating people. Chiani isn't usually cheerful like that, so she must be drunk. She's talking in English with a veggie plate in her hand. Kashibari, on the other hand, is sitting by the water. Are you gathering shellfish or something? Baby naked clams? I must also be drunk to ask a question like that.
アサリじゃないですよ。
Kashibara smiles and stands up.
手を広げてください。こう。
I held out my hand like she says, and she drops a tiny white grain on my palm. What is it?
よく見てください。
It looks like a star. It has many splinters. Oh, star grit. I've seen bottled ones at souvenir shops. I don't think these are exclusively from Okinawa. I've seen them before somewhere else.
偶然一粒だけ落ちてるのを拾ったんで、他にもないかと思ったんです。でも他には見つからなくて、これだけだったのでしょうか。
You never know. I sat and looked for it. I can't find it soon. I feel dizzy when I try to concentrate.
ありますか？
I can't do this kind of tedious work. I stare at the star grit she handed me. But what makes this shape? Is it some kind of special water flow that makes it?
そういうのじゃないですね。これって小さな生物の死骸なんですよ。一粒一粒が一つの生き物の殻だったんです。
A carcass, huh? Wink. It doesn't sound very romantic.
それでですね、星の砂を年の数と同じだけ拾って帰ると幸福になるって話があるんですよ。
That sounds very romantic.
ロマンチックかどうかにやたらこだわるんですね。
Kashiwara laughs. It's important. So were you collecting those for your happiness?
そういうつもりでもなかったんですけど、ただなんとなく。
Okay, let's collect them up to the amount of your age. You have to be happy, Kashiwara.
幸せですか。
Kashiwara smiles bitterly. Yeah, I'll give you a hand. You found one, so I'm sure we can find more. I roll up the hem of my pants. I'm wearing beach sandals, so I don't have to care about my shoes.
そうですか。でも幸せって漠然すぎてよくわからないですよね。どういう感じになったら幸せなんでしょう。
I can't answer such a difficult question. I don't know what happiness is, but when you feel happy, I guess that's happiness. And we start looking for a star grid. I forgot to turn off my microphone on the gaming recorder. Of OBS. Lab talks to us while we're digging at the sand. We tell him we're digging for a star grid, and he tells us we can find them on the beach on the west side, so we head there. I want Kashiwara to be happy by collecting the star grid. Aww. You little weirdo. I get the spots Tom suggested, but we can't find them that easily. But we start finding one by one eventually. We put them in Kashiwara's pill case. We must look funny to others because we're just digging in the sand, ignoring the beautiful nature around us. We dig for about an hour and we finally get the number of our age. Your happiness is guaranteed now, unless you have a birthday tomorrow. My back hurts because I've been sitting for long.
そうですね。
Kashiwara smiles bitterly.
いいお土産ができました。後でちゃんとした入れ物に移し替えます。
She preciously puts her pill case away.
次は前島さんの分も探しましょう。
No, that's okay. I'm tired.
じゃあ休んでてください。私が探しますから。
No, don't bother.
でも不公平ですよ。これだって見つけたのほとんど前島さんじゃないですか。
That's okay. I want to find my happiness myself.
じゃあ旅の思い出に持って帰ってください。
Don't stick to it.
一方的に何かしていただくだけじゃ嫌なんです。
You're stubborn. Kashiwara doesn't seem to give in, so we'll sit with her to look for more star grid.
前島さんは向こうの木陰で休んでてください。私が探しますから。
Alright. She doesn't listen, so I sit in the shade as she said. Sure, if we will do, you should quit when your back starts to hurt. I yell at her from the shade.
大丈夫です。ゆっくりしててください。
She yells back and starts looking with a serious face. Why does she stick to it that much? Doesn't she like to own me, like she said? Or does she want me to take the star grid she collects? The latter is just me being selfish. I watch her look for the star grid, but I'm worried about her body. We're alone on the beach now. We're far from everybody else. There's only the sound of the waves and the rustle of leaves in the wind. It's really laid back. Kashiwara looks fine despite my worries. I lie down in relief. Then I feel like peeing. I tell Kashiwara I'm going to pee and I step into a bush behind me. After getting far from her enough, I start peeing. Why do I always have a sag after urinating? Isn't that universal throughout Alta, guys? Did I do that? I spot something in the woods when I head back. Huh? Kashiwara! I see something in the woods! Yoink!
どうしました？
Kashiwara rushes towards me. Yoink again. I'm already near to the strange object when she gets here. There's a shack in the woods. I've seen something like that on the news on TV. There was a shack like this where an ex-university professor lived, who sent bombs all over the US for his hatred of the modern world. The shack looks foreboding because of that image. It doesn't look abandoned. I see signs of entry around the entrance. The owner said this island is uninhabited, but does somebody live here after all? If so, they must be a weirdo, because there's no electricity, tap water, or stores. I can only imagine something related to a crime from this shack. But that isn't necessarily the way it is. I hear some people drop out of a modern society and move to Okinawa to get cured, and live like tramps. Maybe one of them lives in this shack. What do you think? I told Kashiwara what I imagined.
どうなんでしょう。でも、本当に住んでいるんでしょうか。
See? There's a sign of entry there.
たまたま通りかかった人が、ちょっと出入りしただけかもしれません。
What do you mean when they passed by?
私たちみたいに、遊ぶために立ち寄った人はいそうです。港からそう離れていないですし。
I know what she says makes more sense than my imaginations, but I'm not convinced. Maybe it's some tough macho naturalist like C.W. Nicole who lives here. Kashiwara doesn't seem to understand what I said. I honestly didn't either. Let's find out more. It bugs me.
前島さん。
No, I'm too curious. He won't stop me. He stops me, but I step closer to the shack. There's scattered trash around it. It doesn't look like somebody comes here only sometimes. Somebody must live here. I step near the entrance and listen carefully. Sounds like nobody is in now. But they could just be sleeping. I walk to the side and look through a small window. Nobody's in now. But it's obvious somebody lives here. It's messy inside. There's a table in the center of the room with a glass and liquor on it. And the ashtray is full. There's a hammock hanging by the wall with a crumpled blanket. What did it say, dude, that we met in the bar before that knows Tom? That lives here. Yes? Kashiwara looks into the room and calls me. Looks like a young person lives here. She nods. From the magazine's t-shirt hanging on the wall and furniture, I can tell it's a young person who lives here. I don't know if Kashiwara noticed, but I see a used condom in the corner. If whoever lives here brought a girl to this place, she must have some kind of connection with people outside. Not totally shunned from society. I can see some CDs scattered. Those are all foreign titles. No J-pop and everything is rock. I can't quite see the band's name. I recognize the cover art, but I can't read the jackets from here. It smells like a rocker. It's not only those CDs that make me think that way. I'm very cautious, so I do usually leave quickly after having a peek, but something interests me. A rock and roller who lives on a southern uninhabited island. It smells dangerous, but also intriguing. You can go back to everybody, Kashiwara. I walk to the entrance after I say that to Kashiwara. I turn the knob and it opens easily. It's not locked. There isn't even a lock installed at this door. Even though this is an uninhabited island, this guy has balls. I dig up my sandals at the threshold. I smoke cigarettes, my body odor, not mine, and alcohol. I find an old guitar in the corner. This guy is a musician, as I thought. I get joyous and I look through the CDs on the floor. They're all American rock music. I can tell only the famous ones. There are many bands I've never heard of. And there's no Japanese music. There are Japanese comics, so the guy isn't foreign, but the CDs are only in English. As I expected, this guy is very weird. I get more excited. I sense a strong smell while looking through the CDs. There's an open can with rotten food in it. I see a glass by it, so this must have been something to munch on while drinking. I also found a bottle of spicy peppers soaked in awamori. It's incredibly spicy. I guess he couldn't finish the can because he put too much spice on it. He might be a funny guy. I feel even closer to him, yoink. I stand up to look for his photo.
身内以外の男の人の部屋に入るの初めてです。
Oh, hi there. I'm surprised because I thought she's already left. She's standing on the floor on bare foot. A jubal and a dunghill, huh? I know that isn't too polite to this resident. This guy probably plays in a band. I point at the electric guitar. Kashiwara nods.
でも私たち勝手に入っていいんでしょうか？
Probably not. But I don't tell her that. It's okay, we're all rock and rollers. We're like soulmates, even if we haven't met. Even though I say so, if somebody went into my room without permission, I do be very upset. I know Kashiwara isn't convinced, but she seems to be thinking about something else.
あれは何が入ってるんでしょう？
Mystery box? She points to the corner. What that to be? That's a safe? It looks very out of place in this defenseless room. Maybe he keeps important stuff like his wallet and money in there?
でもお財布は本棚の上に普通に置いてありますよ。あれ違うんですか？
You're right. That's his wallet. Then what's inside? Something more important than his wallet? It looks out of place because of its concealment? This guy lives so openly yet hides something like that?
なんでしょう。なんだか気になりますね。
Yeah. What can be inside that dialogue safe? A newborn baby, a dead cat, an umbilical cord, etc., etc. I can think of only something disgusting, not what's possibly inside. I hate my rotten imagination. I can't even guess what's inside. Then I glance outside and my eyes meet with somebody. That's the person standing in the woods. Our eyes are locked. He's a black-skinned masculine figure. He has spiky black hair, dark sunglasses, and a floral patterned open shirt. He looks like a thug overall. I guess I was right then. I can tell he's the one who lives here just by looking at him, and he looks scarier than I imagined. Kashiwara! I grab her hand while she's standing absentmindedly. I run to the exit. I can possibly talk our way out of this, but he looks too scared to do that, so I decide to run. I get my sandals at the threshold and run into the bush.
Mate!
Yoink. I wish you would just ignore us, but that's not happening. He starts chasing us through the bushes. We're not heading in a good direction. If we keep running this way, we're going to be farther from everybody. And there's no other way now. We run directly away from that guy, we jump into a bush, jump over a stream, and hide behind a tree, yoink again. Kashiwara leans to me and I hold her. Are you alright?
大丈夫です。
She says so, but she looks pale because we ran as fast as we could. I slowly turn around. I don't know if we lost him, but we made some distance from him. I can't hear anything. He looked desperate. Did he have some secret stuff in his home?
あの金庫でしょうか。だとしても私たち何も見てないのに。
Kashiwara seems to have regained some spirit. Shady people are needlessly cautious. I hope he believes we're good Samaritans.
でもロックンローラーはソウルメイトなんですよね。
There are many kinds of rock and rollers. She must be different from our kind. Anyway, that guy. I think I've seen that guy before. Isn't that the guy who played that Chuck Berry song in Geisha the other night? He talked to us after the show when we were talking about the constellations outside. I couldn't tell instantly because he was wearing sunglasses, but I think he's the same guy. I remember that his blunt attitude scares me.
それは私にはわかりません。
Kashiwara didn't see him clearly? I guess he is. If so, he's not totally out of line. He's not an illegal alien or something, at least. Tom said he used to be bad, but he's rehabbed now. And his performance was great. Well, his performance doesn't really count for being a good person. On the contrary, somebody with talent tend to have problems in their characters or behavior. I can tell that from Tonya, Yagihara-san, and Kirari. A rockstar is almost another way of naming a criminal. If he's a real rock and roller, he must be a hater of this world. I can understand many things about his life if it's true. I can understand it, but it doesn't make this situation any better. It doesn't mean it'll give us a chance to talk it over with him. The fact we snuck into this place is nothing but truth, so we have to keep running. And I know he'll find us sooner or later. It'll be hard after that. My feet are hurting because I ran in the beach sandals, and so are Kashiwara's. We can't run like this. If we can't run together, there's only one way. Well, I should say the phrase I couldn't use last time. Scooby-Dooby-Doo? I intentionally say it slow, trying not to make her worry.
何ですか?
Well, just don't look back and run! If he keeps chasing, I'll divert his attention. You should run in the meantime. Kashiwara interrupts.
それはできないですよ。私、その言葉あまり好きじゃないです。
She frowns.
前島さんに何かあったらどうするんですか？構わないわけないですよ。
I'll be alright because I can't run faster than ordinary people. I'll run after I buy some time.
ビーチサンダルじゃ無理ですよ。
I know that. I saw he's wearing sneakers. We won't be able to run by ordinary means. Is that impossible? Well, we've got to do this even if we don't go well. It won't go well. Anyway, you should run first because you don't have much strength.
大丈夫ですよ。絶対離れません。
No, I need you to.
そんな。
Kashiwara looks confused. Say no more, just go. I push her.
どこだ?
I am closer to my turret. Shit. And after we almost got away, Chu. We talked for too long. Let's too late to separate the beach is close. Okay, we run together. I whisper to her and grab her hand. She nods and grabs my hand back. This feels a bit dramatic. Running with the bad beauty, we only get must dream about it once. If this were a romantic movie, we would get away safely. We'll take that we start to run. My feet hurt. Kashiwara's clutching her teeth. Her feet must be hurting more than mine, so I can't show my pain. Are you alright? Am I putting a good poker face? I'm very nervous. It's more nerve-wracking to run with somebody than to run by myself. My body gets stiff. I continue the rest of my imagination. If it were a fantasy movie, not romantic, we do enter a fantasy world. And if it were sci-fi, some unknown force would save us. And if some weird one guy that directed this movie, we do just die meaninglessly. I do love a fantasy movie here. I want to join the Mad Tea Party and march the court trial of the Trumps. What did that happen now?
こら、止まれ! 逃げるな!
Shut up! I'm trying to imagine things. That one sounds nothing like a fantasy. That voice is very powerful. And you just can't even imitate that thick voice. Of course, we won't stop. We jump down a hill and go into a bush to hide.
茂みに行くな!
When we turn around, we can see him clearly. It's not easy to lose him.
ハブがいるぞ。
He shouts at us.
なんか怖いこと言ってます。
Ignore him, he's just trying to stop us. I get worried because Kashiwara looks tired. Is she alright to run like this? Did jump over a log and keep running?
本当にハブが。
He stumbles at the log and falls. We got lucky! We have to increase the distance now. This could be our last chance, so I need Kashiwara to run for the last time.
お前ら本当に止まれって。
Of course, we ignore him and run.
だからこの島にはハブが。
He screams his lungs out.
噛まれた。ハブにやられた。
Eh? We stop after hearing that. We turn around and see him rolling on the ground trying to brush up something. I carefully watch him because he might be acting.
あれ
Kashiwara holds her mouth with her hand. Yeah. He's grabbing something like a rope. Can you die if a habo bites you? I turn around to Kashiwara.
確かそうです。
She nods. We look at each other's face and nod. We walk up to him.
大丈夫ですか？
Kira.
いやー、ハブじゃなくてよかった。本当によかった。
His name is Shiga Ryuhei. He has a Japanese name, but he doesn't look like an ordinary Japanese because of his black and Okinawan heritage. Are you really alright? I still can't drink the awamori he poured for me because I'm still not convinced I'm safe.
大丈夫。あれは赤股って言って毒のない蛇だからな。踏んづけたからびっくりして噛みついてきたんだろう。
He sounds friendly. Maybe he isn't a bad guy, but I can't let my guard down because of his scary look. He was panicking when we found him lying on the ground, but after he found out it wasn't a poisonous snake, he calmed down eventually. But since we thought he was bitten by a habo, we mistook his calm behavior from being poisoned. We tried to take him to a hospital, but there's no phone reception. Then he shook his hand and explained he was alright because it wasn't the habo that bit him. He told us not to go in the bush because it's not easy to get a blood serum on this remote island. After that, we stopped running from him and came to his shack.
そうか。やっぱりマスターたちと一緒に来てたのか。向こうが騒がしかったからそうだと思った。
He nods when we explain how we got here.
俺も初めてここに来たのはマスターに誘われてだったな。その時この小屋を見つけて自分の仕事部屋にしようと思ったんだ。
He says he brought this stuff here to practice his guitar and write songs in an isolated environment and impregnate random condom. Isolated? I thought he used condom though. Of course I can't say that. I tell him we're also doing a band, but he looks sullen when he hears that.
どうせふにゃふにゃの音しか出せないんだろ。
He ridicules us. He doesn't seem to recognize musicians' art and himself and the musicians he respects.
世界の音楽のうちほとんどはどうでもいいクズ音楽ばかりだ。日本の音楽に関して言えばほとんど全部がクズだ。きっと宣伝して流行らせる奴らがクズなんだろう。俺はこういうくだらない日本の音楽シーンは相手にしてないんだ。
He sounds harsh, but I've heard similar opinions from other musicians before on occasion. He continues.
ここで腕を磨いて本場アメリカの連中をあっと言わせてやる。世界中の奴らに俺を認めさせてやる。
I like people with this kind of complicated passion. He has kind of energy I don't have. They talk about their favorite bands. He doesn't like Japanese music, but he's also not very into US bands either.
俺が最高に尊敬しているのはチャック・ベリーだな。俺にとってロックの神様と言ったらあいつしかいない。
It's funny because he refers to the god as that guy. Yeah, you played the song the other night. Kashiwara seems still scared and is just listening.
俺がカバーしたいと思えるのはあいつの曲だけだからな。ビートルズだとかストーンズだとかプレスリーだとかもカバーしてたが、
あいつらは本当のマイノリティの気持ちなんか何も分かっちゃいない。
He sounds like he thinks only he understands those sentiments.
分かるのは世界中でこの俺だけだ。
I can't help but laugh because he actually said that. He glares at me sideways.
俺は真剣にそう思ってるんだ。今は笑うかもしれないが、数年後にはお前もきっと理解している。
I honestly envy his passion. His show was great, and if he keeps up with this passion, he may actually make it someday. I hope he will. I start drinking Avamori before I know it. Then we talk about his past. He talks about the bad things he did in the past, fighting, shoplifting, etc. He doesn't know his father, and he felt inferior for his skin color and the way he grew up. He says he doesn't do bad things anymore.
ちょっと待ってろ。
He suddenly steps out for a second and brings a sugarcane bag, then puts it on the table.
ナイチャーには珍しかろう。白いとこをかじると甘い汁が出るぞ。俺はこれを絞って酒を割るのに使う。
Did you get it in the store?
いや、その辺の畑にたくさん生えてる。
He laughs. I hope it's not stealing. He doesn't look like a bad guy anyway. He may be a bit rude and rough, but I also get the impression he's pure and diligent. He repeats he wants to be like Chuck Berry because he respects him. While talking to him, I realize I don't have anyone I adore like that. Why does that safe look so shiny and I wanna grab at it? You know what I mean? I ask him in drunkenness and don't have any bad intentions.
いや、これは何でもないんだ。
He mumbles only when I ask about that save. That can't be nothing. He's acting unnatural. I remember Tom saying he couldn't trust him. How do you know Tom? When I ask, he frowns.
あいつは俺のことをバカにしているからな。気に食わん。
He looks disgusted. We leave his place after a short while, then walk to where everybody is. Aren't your feet hurting?
大丈夫です。それより、もう一度さっきのビーチへ戻りませんか？
Yeah? Why?
まだ前島さんの分の星の砂、集めてないんです。
That's okay, everybody must be waiting. When we get out of the woods, Tom is standing on the beach.
どこ行ってたんですか？探したんですよ。
He smiles brightly when he finds us.
なかなか帰ってこないので心配していました。二人っきりで楽しんでいるところを邪魔したらまずいと思ってたんですが、仕方なく探しに来たんですよ。大丈夫でしたか？
We're fine, we didn't have time together alone anyway.
そうなんですか。
Yeah, why do you look sorry?
夏は恋の季節なのに。
Tom looks really sad.
そもそも、二人きりではなかったんですよ。
Gachiwara tells Tom that we just met Ryuhei.
竜兵がこんなところに隠れ家を作ってるんですか？
はい。トムさんは、あまり好きではないとおっしゃってましたけれど、そんなに嫌な人でもなかったですよ。言葉は不愛想でしたが、親切にしてくれましたし。
そうですか。でも、あまり信用してはいけませんよ。できれば、関わらない方がいいでしょう。
I get worried if Tom says that. Why don't you like him that much? What happened? He starts explaining.
竜兵は弱い人間なんです。
Tom and Ryuhei used to be good friends. Since Ryuhei was a bit younger, he was like a younger brother to Tom. Ryuhei was always with Tom. Ryuhei always made trouble, but Tom covered for him and never hated him because Tom understood Ryuhei's background. Tom kept watching over him, waiting for Ryuhei to grow out of his bad habits. But one day, Tom found out he was using a drug. A drug? I can't help saying it out loud in a surprise. Tom nods.
はい、麻薬ですね。船で密輸してくる外国人がたまに捕まります。おそらくそこから手に入れたのでしょ
Yuhi used it for himself and sold it to his friends and tourists? Oh.
う。内地からやってくる常連もいました。火遊びのようなものではなく、随分本格的にやっていたのでしょう。そこまでに気がつかなかった僕も僕ですが、気づいた時にはもうこれはダメだと思いました。
Tom told him to quit, but Ryuhi didn't. He started avoiding Tom and started mingling with bad guys. Then their distance widened.
彼は少年の頃からバンドにハマっていたんですが、薬を使い始めたのもその影響でしょう。犯しやすい過ちなのかもしれませんが、自分で売るのはいくらなんでも行き過ぎです。許せませんでした。
Then Ryuhi was caught by the police and sent to a juvenile detention center. He quit drugs and concentrated on music. His musical skills got better and started earning money in the clubs.
一時は本当にやめていたのかもしれないですが、ああいったものはなかなか簡単に縁が切れるものではありません。最近コザの若者の間にまたドラッグが流行り始めているという噂があります。もしかしたら竜兵も関係しているんじゃないかと疑っているんです。今も彼の周りには悪い友達がいますからね。
それは大変ですね。
Kashiwara looks solemn. She probably can't find other words. I'm a bit surprised too. I've heard people around me talking about using legal drugs, but I've never heard anything serious like involving real drugs. For some reason, the guy I saw on the ferry comes to my mind. But I decided to switch the subject because I don't know what to say. You seem still worried about him after all. That's why you go to Geisha to see his performance, right?
どうも、僕、人の縁はそう簡単に切ったり繋いだりできるものだと思えないんですよ。
Tom scratches his head bashfully. I bet you also call your old girlfriend because you don't understand when it ended. I kid him.
そうかもしれません。
Well then. He looks even more embarrassed. But he didn't look like he was doing bad things. He said he wanted to be a professional musician in the future.
そうなんでしょうか。
I bet. I want to end this serious conversation now. I want to go back to where everybody is, but Tom continues.
だけれど、こんなところにそんな隠れ家みたいなものを作ってどうするのでしょうか。彼には何かやましいことがあるような気がします。
The fact still seems to bug him.
何か家で気になるものとかありませんでしたか？
Yeah, that safe comes to my mind first of all. But should I mention that now? It feels like I'm spying and Yuhei treated me with sake. I don't want to betray him. Yet I feel bad if I hide something from Yuhei from Tom. I look at Kashiwara in confusion, but she looks at me at the same time with the same expression.
やっぱり何かあったんですね。
Tom figures from the looks on our faces. He seems desperate to know. So we talk. It wasn't that strange. Everybody has something they want to keep in that safe place. I try to make it sound not too serious.
僕はあいつの性格を知っています。大事なものをしまうタイプではありません。あいつが隠すのはいつも自分の弱点です。
But
前に捕まったから用心しているのでしょう。もう大人になって子供の時みたいには許してもらえないっていうのに。
saying that, Tom steps into the bushes. Tom-san!
竜兵がいるのはここのすぐ奥ですね。
Oh boy. I'm gonna end the episode right here. Thank you for watching. Take care.